What's going on, guys? You're on with Rainmakers Weekly. We are on week 17, bringing you all the lineups, everything that you want to know to get ready to either win your fantasy league or, obviously, in this particular case, go ahead and win $5,000. Obviously, for first place, I mean, everybody wants to win that. We're going to show you everything that we got, the reasons why we're picking what we're picking, and we're just going to talk about the breakdown of the weeks. Or of this coming week, and here we go.
Yeah, guys, if you got a big money league going, I'm praying for you. All right, I'm not the most religious guy in the world, but I got my big money league. I just got knocked out last week, the semifinals, because Devontae Adams chose to fuck around and get 1.5 points. So, you know, I don't blame him. I don't blame Derek Carr. Whoever is benching Derek Carr, probably Mark Davis. I'm not real thrilled about that what are your thoughts on that? Derek Carr getting benched. They're not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. Like, how do you feel? I think it's asinine.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all, man. I'm actually completely against that. Because the deal is you're basically throwing your team away for the last what, we're talking about 7 years, right? Like, I mean, I get it. You know, is this Jarrett Stidham? Is he going to be something? I don't know, man. Like, who knows, right?
But if you have a shot at the playoffs,
right? You have a shot at like you're not out of it.
Keep Derek Carr in and
it's
pepper
a low
Devontae
chance.
with targets.
It's a low chance, but there is still a chance. And the whole thing is a chip in a chair. That's all you need, right? So, I don't know, like. Could I see it maybe for week 18 if they're if they're out? Absolutely, of course. But I don't agree. I don't agree with the decision at all.
Bro, if you ain't out, I totally 100% disagree. Like, I'm down like 42-14. I'm still keeping all my guys in. You're like, God damn it, we're going down swinging, you know.
Still, and hey, man, there's still a chance.
And then they're like, oh, if Derek Carr gets injured, we're on the hook for blah blah blah. But like, I mean, you're competing.
Right.
Or are you?
Or are you? Exactly. Is this a competition or is this a game? Is this entertainment?
Am I watching a soap opera? Is this... Dude, remember how we all used to laugh about how the WWF was rigged?
Oh, boy.
We're like, bro, did you watch wrestling, like, back in the day?
Yes,
Were you
into
it?
NWO and WWF and WWE, yes.
I was one of the people that is like, how can you watch that, dude? It's so rigged. Like, it's so clearly fake. And then people are looking at me watching NFL games like, how are you watching that? It's so clearly rigged. It's so clearly fake. And after things like that call last week... Shit, what call were we just talking about? I don't know, guys. We will think of a call, okay? There's a call every week that everybody could complain about. You'll be like, you know what? That was it. That was Vegas getting their hand in the cookie jar. Okay, let's not pretend there aren't calls. Okay, I just can't think of one right now.
You talking about for NFL or you talking about for college?
College, I can tell you what. If anyone watched Kansas, so let me tell you a story, guys. I want you to turn up your crackling campfire. I want you to put your hands out, get your marshmallows ready. Okay, get your popcorn going. We were watching Arkansas, Kansas, and it was 3-0, and then it was 7-3, or it was 7-0, then 3-7, then it was 10-7, and then it was 17, and Arkansas got like bang, bang, bang. Arkansas scores on like a muffed punt return back-to-back, and they have scored this unsustainable amount of points. Like 27 points is scored in the first half of the first quarter, right? And I'm like, ain't no way in hell they can keep this up. So I get on my little platform, and I just, out of curiosity, let me check and see what the live over-under is. 86.5? They ain't touching that shit. So I call my buddy Dennis, and I say, hey, Dennis, how would you like this 86.5? And he's like, that's a fuck ton of points, Tom. That's never going to happen. We're about to print some money. And we say, okay, swag. We hit it. We're on like a pack of wild dogs on a three-legged rabbit, okay? And as we go through the game, we never see a fucking shadow of 86.5 on that line again. Nowhere near. You can't sniff. You can't catch 86.5 points with a fucking satellite on the roof, right? You can't go to the observatory and find 86.5, okay? We're looking in the 60s, and there are 3.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And what happens, boys and girls? I'll tell you what happens. A Kansas football player possesses the football, and as you know, Dennis, what parts of the body are considered down?
Your knee, elbow,
back, butt,
yep,
elbow.
yeah.
Okay, and the man has an elbow down.
Wrist,
the ground,
your wrist.
According to the rule book, I've seen an ankle. Okay, maybe your ankle's down. According to the rule book, the ground can't cause the fumble, right? We know any Des caught it people out there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The ground can't cause the fumble was the rule that I've heard my entire life. Elbow means you're down is another rule that I've always heard my entire life. So what happens? The man's got the ball in his arm. His elbow hits the ground. The ball comes loose. And was that the Arkansas player? Yeah, the Kansas guy grabs it and starts running, and it's like 38-23. There's 61 points been scored. We're nowhere near. We're punting and running, baby. We're everything's between the 20s.
It's like 1 minute and 30 seconds left.
No, it's 3.5. To be fair, it was 3. It was
that
under
much?
4 minutes left in the game.
Okay.
So Kansas, they run it back like most of the way, and I was like, it's not even a fumble. Never mind. And the refs. They go back, and God knows what's happening on that headset, okay? And I think the refs had to look at each other and say, guys, the booth is talking to me. We're a unified front. I want everybody to keep a straight face, okay? You ready to keep a straight face? The call stands, okay? This is a fumble. Kansas can get the ball back. And I don't know, Kansas went ahead and scored. Kansas goes for an onside kick, and how they got all the Arkansas players on the receiving team to take all of their attention off of the football, which should be their sole point of focus on a play like this. And guys, I know we're not talking about Rainmakers Weekly, and I sincerely apologize for that, but this one stung, okay? I don't know how they got all the Arkansas guys to just pretend that balls didn't exist, that there was no football, and just to block these guys. And, of course, one Kansas guy squirts through, and he had little to no competition. Recovers this onside kick. They go down. They get the touchdown. They get the 2-point conversion. They go into overtime. And, ladies and gents, our 86.5 is toast in the first overtime. Guys, I'll give you 5 seconds just to guess what the total was at the end of this game. Over 86.5. Just guess. Just think of a number in your heads. It's between 87 and, infinity. Just any number. 108.
108.
They made it to 100. It was 55-53. For those of you watching, Kansas fans, Arkansas fans, whatever, Arkansas won. 55-58. For those of you who don't care, Jesus Christ, that was moments in betting history where you just got the psychedelic banana peel dropped in front of your Mario Kart.
I'll never forget it, man. I'll never forget
the refs hit that. Dun, 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 dun. When you're on like Rainbow Road, you get the start, you start flashing and bumping people out of your way on Mario Kart. And there's no way you could have won otherwise. Yeah, the refs just took that game. They took it in their hand and they said, "Well, sorry guys."
At 5 minutes, it was under like 69.5.
Yeah, it's literally 68.5.
68.5. Under 5 minutes, we're under 86.5. This is money. I have never seen something so wild, so out there. I've seen a lot, but to watch a 61 points with less than 4 minutes left completely get eradicated into 108 points, I was like, take my phone. I don't want to look at it anymore today. I turned off the television. I was done. I was like, I cannot believe what I can't believe what I just witnessed. Like, this literally, this happened on this earth.
And there's a lesson. There's a lesson in here.
I don't even know what it is. What's the lesson?
So I texted Dennis and I said, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have, I wish I hadn't even texted you. And then 5 seconds later, I was like, you know what? No. I'm glad I texted you. It was a good bet, right?
Yeah,
it was a good bet. It's statistically, it's like if you take a layup in an NBA game and it bounces on the rim like 17 times and like rolls over to the side or some shit, right? We should have taken that bet. Like, you should take those high percentage shots, but it was just one of those ones. And guys, the lesson here is if some crazy shit like that happens, don't go back to the drawing board and reevaluate everything you know and go try to reinvent the wheel and adjust your philosophy for your next week's bet. Just know that was a one-off. Stick to your fucking guns and know that 9 times out of 10, the Bengals are going to win. And, this year, 9 times out of 10, the Chiefs are going to win. 9 times out of 10, the Eagles are going to win, right? And if you're betting, whatever your betting method is, if it's been pretty much working, if some crazy shit happens 1 or 2 weeks in a row, don't let it rattle you. I'm not saying to bet more. I'm not saying to bet less. I'm not saying to bet at all. But if you have a philosophy and it's been working for the most part, don't let a curveball force you or dictate to you whether or not, or when or whether you should rewrite your entire philosophy or the framework upon which you've thus far experienced success. And with that, we're going to get right into this week's Rainmaker lineup. It's a 50K Fiat Frenzy, 5K to first. Dennis, I got a weird one this week, and I already told you about it. So Dennis, go ahead, let us know what you cooking. What you got over there?
All right, so I'm gonna go for this lineup. I am absolutely gonna go with Justin Fields. Justin Fields.
Me too.
The deal is he's going against Detroit. They went bonkers last time they played in Chicago in a very slow field. Imagine what they're going to do in the fastest field in the NFL. The Ford Field is the fastest field in the NFL. I've said it time and time again on this show. Oh my God, Tom.
The NFL is going to ruin this fucking thing. Now, you know what? I said that last. So, by the way, I said that shit last week about Panthers,
and the Lions.
And the fucking Detroit. Yes, the Panthers, Lions. And I said, you know what? The NFL's count on the NFL to turn this thing into a snooze fest. But you know what, Dennis? I'm going to put on my rose-tinted glasses. I'm going to roll with you. And you guys know what happened. It was 23-37. Lions covered. And it went over.
No. Panthers. The Panthers won. And it blew everybody up. Every parlay in America was crushed because the Panthers beat the Lions.
I looked at that, and I still don't believe you. Hang on a second.
I'm
sorry, guys. I know the score was 23-37. I know it went over. I know we were dead wrong about Geno Smith having a good day statistically, because God forbid.
Whoops.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, Dennis. What were you were saying?
Oh, Panthers.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, also,
sorry, an ad popped
again,
up. Scared the living shit out of me.
Bring this together real quick. Okay. This is for entertainment purposes only. All right. We're not telling you or asking you or requiring you or requesting you or explaining to you why, you need to put this on the paper and bet these lines. Okay. Because it is entertainment. All right. We do it because we love to do it. But listen, it was an absolute travesty last week with the Panthers beating the Lions. It broke, and I know it was a public bet. I know it was, but I just couldn't see it going any other way, and I was wrong.
Dude, our parlays were effed anyway, man. We did the old Minkley debt. Minnesota, Cleveland,
we
Detroit.
chose the Browns because it was 6-degree weather. That was a
Yeah.
problem. Saints apparently decided that they can play outside of a dome.
You know, the Dolphins can play in Buffalo. The Saints can play in Cleveland. Guys, let's just eschew all the rules. Let's just wad up the rule book, throw it away. You see Miami going to play Seattle in a landslide. Miami's got this. Guys, don't worry about it. You see Arizona going to play Philadelphia in the middle of a bomb cyclone. Arizona's fixing to handle up. Dome teams playing in 3 feet of snow, freezing conditions, swirling winds. Don't worry about it. They're going up to Foxborough. Ain't nothing to worry about, baby.
No problem.
Dome teams fixing to handle up. Kirk Cousins is fixing to take this primetime game to the next level. Kirk Cousins is going to go blow the roof off Orchard Park. Not that it had a roof in the first place.
33-0, and they come back and win it. Oh my God.
Kirk Cousins wins primetime games. Dome teams dominating in the snow. Which way is up? Which way is down? We don't even know anymore, guys. We're just hanging on for dear life.
Listen, if you have been a part of this journey in the last 3 weeks and you've seen some of these games,
ridiculous.
You probably have a new television because your phone probably went through the screen.
You're probably, guys, your blood pressure medication. I want to tell you about Mark Cuban. He's got a new program. If those of you whose blood pressure is 160 over 110, there is a cheaper alternative. No, I just have a feeling. Yeah, dude, new TVs, blood pressure medication, heart palpitations, aneurysms. I can't even imagine.
We say again, entertainment value only, guys.
Yeah.
Do it because it's fun and you enjoy it. Don't think that you're going to win everything.
To all our purple-faced friends out there.
Oh, man.
We love you. We're with you. We're riding. We're losing right along with you.
Last week was rough. We'll just say that, okay? 8 weeks in a row of winning, and last week was a total just disaster. So, but you know what? Things can turn around, right? That's what happens. So, all right,
okay.
Running back.
And
you know what, man?
Put in the notes for the people who just want to get to the meat and potatoes to skip to the 17.5-minute mark. Rant over.
That's it. All right.
Justin Fields in Dennis's quarterback slot, by the way. I have him in my quarterback slot as well. We're moving on to running back. Dennis, your thoughts?
We're moving. All right. So, Indianapolis played who last week and they couldn't play football? What was it, Monday? Was it Monday night? Who did they play?
San Diego. Chargers. LA Chargers.
Chargers. Okay. All right. Well, guess who's going to go absolutely nuclear this week?
The Chargers?
Barkley.
I know it's not the Colts because the Colts fucking blow. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them.
Barkley
Saquon
is going to go nuclear this week. Absolutely.
Good.
Yep.
Love it.
So he's going to be my superstar of the week. We saw what Eckler did last week. That's pretty much going to be the same story. Except, in my opinion, if you put them next to each other, Barkley is the stronger running back. I said that. I know Eckler has all the stardom and all the points, and Barkley is the more powerful running back. Period. So, he's going to crush. Wide receiver. Oh, yeah. All day Mike Evans.
Really?
Mike Evans, yes.
You're going to have an Evans sighting.
He dominates the Panthers. Absolutely. Here, I want you to see something.
I think the Bucs going to win this game too.
Well, if they're gonna make it to the playoffs, they're gonna have to.
Well,
right?
it's a clincher, so they could lose and then go on a heroic, last second we don't control our own destiny, but hold my beer.
Look at this.
But I think they take this.
Last time they played, 15 targets. 15 targets? If you're getting targeted 15 times, your defensive back, your cornerback, whoever's covering you, they're not doing a good job, okay? If you're getting targeted 15 times, therefore the GOAT is seeing something. 15 times, all right? 9 receptions, 96 yards, no touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, It's going to be very similar to the same, except there's probably going to be a touchdown. There may be 2. 15 times? Bro, the volume alone, you got to play Evans.
Yeah.
Period. Like, the volume alone.
If you just tell me Mike Evans gets 50, that's like the only stat you can tell me, is that he's targeted 15 times, I'll take him every day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Same with, like, Devontae, like, guys like that. If you tell me JJ, Devontae, Mike Evans, one of those guys, Jamar gets targeted 15 times.
Yep.
I'll take my chances.
Next one. Amron St. Brown.
I think AJ Brown's
Detroit,
in that conversation as well.
In Detroit, you have the other side. So you have Fields, he can just run. He can just run. He just run and run and run and run. Okay, and he can pass, and he can. He scores like 40 fantasy points a game. All right, so put him in there. Yeah. St. Brown is going to go absolutely off. He crushed it last time against Chicago. He's going to do the exact same thing, except he's home. They play great at home. The Lions play great at home. Okay, they beat the Bills, even though they didn't beat the Bills. They beat the Bills on Thanksgiving at home. They really did. But with that being said, St. Brown is going to have a wonderful day. Put him in your lineup. And I'll tell you this, I don't really like any other running backs. So I've got to go with another wide receiver here. I was looking at this earlier, and I'm just like, man, who do I like? Because it's not another running back. It's not another running back.
Detroit beat the Bills about like Tennessee beat Kansas City. Wink, wink.
Yeah, right. Oh,
if y'all remember those 2 games?
Oh my God, Tennessee
absolutely
won that game.
I can't think of a call right off the top of my head. How about Kansas City getting 3 or 4 cracks at a 2-point conversion?
At a 2-point conversion, ladies and gentlemen. 3 or 4 cracks at a 2-point conversion.
Wild. How often does that happen?
Wild. It shouldn't happen.
Funny how that works.
You know what? I'm putting Travis Kelce in there because guess what? The Chiefs are at home. The Chiefs play great at home. This is not Denver, Kansas City when we absolutely called it last time they played. We called this game all day, and we said Denver is going to give Kansas City hell. And when it was 28-0 or 30-0, I'm like, it doesn't even matter. And guess what? It didn't even matter because they gave them hell and they almost won the game. Kansas City is a completely different team when they're home. Their fans, everything about it, they play totally different. They're going to crush Denver. It's not even going to be close. I don't care what the levels and the lines say. Kelsey's going to go absolutely off. This is my line for the 5K to first for Rainmakers. So we have Justin Fields, Saquon Barkley, Mike Evans, Amron St. Brown, and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, and go ahead and look at Kansas City. Not now, but y'all listening, just whenever you get a minute, look at Kansas. I don't know, we might do it on here, whatever. Look at Kansas City's record in Arrowhead in like November, December. It's stupid. They literally didn't lose a game in Arrowhead in November and December from like the 90s. It was like a decade or something.
Something crazy. Yeah, they don't lose there. So, all right. So you said you're also going Fields, right?
Fields.
Okay.
And then this is so subject to change, but James Conner had a great week. Was it last week?
Yeah, last week.
I think, because he knocked my ass out of the fantasy playoffs. I was in the semifinals. I thought I was hot to trot. Nope, no sir. Jalen Waddle and James Conner, somebody else put me out of my.
Waddle went absolutely, dude. Waddle had a game.
Waddle got 14. So I'm non-PPR. Waddle got 14.4 on one play because he. Oh shit! I just clicked on something. Oh well, whatever. Oh, Waddle got an 84-yard touchdown catch. So that's 8.4 plus 6 for the touchdown is 14.4, and that was it. So yeah, I like Connor. I'm putting Connor in my Rainmakers.
Okay.
Um, I am looking at last week's game. Jalen Waddle 20.3, Saquon 19.3, but that I could have weathered that. But the combination of Tampa's defense, James Conner, and Jalen Waddle, and those were the three bam, bam, bam on the Sunday slot, that's what got me.
Yeah.
And they got me by about like 20 or something. And then Devontae didn't show up, and yeah, whatever. No, so I'll get him next year. So I got Justin Fields, James Conner, and guys, again, subject to change, but for right now, if D-Hop goes, I've got D-Hop in, and if he does go, Atlanta's defense is ranked very low. Fourth slot, Cole Kmet, because you know what he's about due. If Justin Fields is feeling better, if Atlanta's defense is as bad as these little green numbers say they are, Justin Fields gives up. They're absolute last. They serve up points to a silver platter, does Atlanta, to fantasy quarterbacks. I have Justin Fields going against the 32nd, the absolute worst. D-Hop, in Detroit, right? Detroit loves giving points to quarterbacks. D-Hop going against the 24th. Atlanta loves giving points to wide receivers. Cole Kmet against Detroit, the 25th worst against tight ends. And then in my last slot, Ramondre Stevenson. Apparently Miami is lower middle of the pack against the run. So honestly, if I'm going to pull anybody out of this lineup, just like right this second, from who I have, I would pull out Ramondre Stevenson and replace... Do I have any stars in here? Ooh. Replace him with Nick Chubb.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I had no superstars in there. So, because you know what, guys? Let's be 100 here. Ramondre Stevenson, if my memory serves, has been wildly underwhelming. Yep. Since the bye week, he has 2 double-digit performances.
Yeah, he should get well, he's questionable, but if he plays, he should get a lot of volume in this game.
Yeah.
The volume alone is going to trigger it.
And
because
home against Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like Ramondre. If it's looking like he's going to be on a snap count, God knows Bill Belichick. He's as bad as Kyle Shanahan with running backs. He'll put Damian Harris or the guy from South Dakota State.
Yeah.
Pierre Strong Jr. or J.J. Taylor. God knows what's going. Bill Belichick, for any of you guys who kept with Premier League, the English football, soccer, he is the Pep Guardiola. Him and Kyle Shanahan. It's like playing roulette with your fantasy players because he'll just like randomly pull somebody out of the lineup. It's a shitstorm. But anyway, so right now, I'll say Justin Fields, James Conner, DeAndre Hopkins, Cole Kmet, and Chubb or Stevenson. Let's just say that.
Okay. Chubb or Stevenson. Yeah, I like that. I do like that.
Because Chubb against Washington, guys, let's be honest. I think Washington, I don't know what their record is, but I feel like they could very easily mail it in this week.
Oh, no. Washington's playing to go to the playoffs.
7-7 and...
Yeah, that's high.
This parody thing's getting old, man. Nobody's rolling over.
I know, but nobody knows who's going to make it.
In Chicago, they're out. They're 3-12, but I mean they're still trying to piss in somebody's Cheerios.
And keep in mind, even though it doesn't matter now, Chicago beat the Niners the first week of the season.
Yeah. And they beat New England when we thought New England still had a chance of being mediocre.
Oh, we called that game. We called that all day. We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yep. That was in New England. So, all right. So we got Fields, Connor, D-Hop, Kmet, and Chubb or Stevenson.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the Sunday night game. Sunday night game, we have a division matchup. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
We have Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. And
Oh boy.
anybody who's watched these, over, let's just say, the last 15 years. I want you to compile the last 15 years of these games. And almost every single one of these games, they win by 3 points.
I was muted. You didn't hear that, did you?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
They win by 3 points. It's crazy. I don't understand why it's so close, but it's consistently a 3-point differential. Now, when you look at Pittsburgh and Baltimore, all right, Pittsburgh walked away with the win against the Raiders last week. We saw that. Okay, that was on Christmas Eve. And how is it going to play out this week? You know, I'm going to say it's going to be a lot of defense. Tom, you there?
Sorry. Chargers Chargers Dolphins should have been a lot of offense. So,
Right.
Maybe we got what's his name? Tyler Huntley and Kenny Pickett or God forbid Mitchell Trubisky, and this thing goes, 47-41.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I mean, with the kind of shit the NFL's pulling this year. But you know what? No. We can't frame it like that. All right? Me and Dennis had a talk. We've been like further and further and further off, and we're just basing it on this shit that the NFL's throwing at us. And we literally have to go back to the core of our knowledge and be like, what do we know? What, and I'm Italian right now, right? What knowledge do we trust? We know they both have good defenses. And if Lamar Jackson's not playing, which I
He's
have
out.
not heard any word about him
he's
coming
out.
back anytime soon.
Nah.
It looks like Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins trying to run versus Kenny and then Mark Andrews. I don't really see a lot of offense here. If T.J. Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick are healthy, and then Roquan Smith he's still in Baltimore. He's still there. It looks like defense over offense. This thing should go 10-7, 10-6.
That's way.
This could very well be Indianapolis Denver, the Thursday night matchup from like week 5 or 6. All field goals. It could literally come down to Justin Tucker versus Boswell. It could be a literal field goal fest. So, guys, IDP, pick one kicker. They'd go with IDPs. Make another lineup, pick another kicker, go with IDPs. And if you're feeling crazy, you got some other NFTs left, get in there, man. Throw in your J.K. Dobbins or a Gus Edwards on the off chance, because they're gonna split carries. Let's be honest.
You know it's gonna be a defensive battle, man. It's Pittsburgh versus Baltimore in Baltimore, Sunday night. Probably gonna be cold. It's it has all the makings of defense, and a kicker. Or defense, and a kicker. Now, the question is, which way is it going to work and how's it going to flow? Man, honestly, at this point, get what you can get. If you could spend, this or that, or if you get one for like $1 or whatever, and just kind of just throw it at the wall. Because when you look at Pittsburgh versus Baltimore, there's no guarantee either way. There's just not. Both teams play each other excessively well. They know each other very well. Tomlin knows Harbaugh. Harbaugh knows Tomlin. It's always a close battle, and it's always low scoring. It's just, you know what you're getting. It's Pittsburgh at Baltimore on Sunday Night Football. You know what you're getting here. Play that information and use it to your advantage. So I wouldn't even put any offensive player on there. I would literally put kickers and defense. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But you know what? I'll die on that mountain
May
because
God strike me down.
I can't see it going any other way, man. Like, and I don't. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna stop saying that. I could see it going another way, but it just doesn't make sense if it went another way because the teams aren't built like that. The teams are built to run, punt. Oops, wait a minute. Defense. Ouch. Ooh, interception. Pick six. Kick by Justin Tucker. Now it's 3-7 halftime. Like, this is the game. That's these teams. Anybody who's watched these teams over the last 15 years, I mean, even with Roethlisberger and Jackson, it didn't matter. It was still a bunch of defense under 40 points almost every single game. Like, it didn't even matter. It's not going to change. That doesn't change here, okay? All right. What do you think, Tom? You think about the same thing?
Baltimore. Oh, wow. Okay, let's look at last 4 games. Baltimore has allowed, in week 13 against Denver, they allowed 9 points. In week 14 against Pittsburgh, Baltimore-Pittsburgh, they allowed 14 points. 16-14, guys.
Oh,
so
16-14, yeah.
Yeah, use that as a frame. I don't feel like it's going to be... And Lamar wasn't in that game either. So we're 3 weeks removed. They allowed 13 against Cleveland, and they lost 13-3. Okay. Atlanta, they won 17-9. They allowed 9 points. So they've allowed 9, 14, 13, 9, and yeah, here comes Pittsburgh. And if we look at...
Here comes Pittsburgh!
Here comes Pittsburgh, yeah. Pittsburgh has allowed, since week 13 against Atlanta, 16. Week 14 against Baltimore, 16, obviously. Week 15 against Carolina, 16. Week 16 against Vegas, 10. So we got 16, 16, 16, 10.
It doesn't change.
They're crazy ones. So since the bye, they've gone 10, 37, 17, 16, 16, 16, 10. That 37 was against Cincinnati. And that was 30-37. That was a barn burner. So, like, when you saw a game like that happen, where it goes 67, it goes way over, and for those of you who maybe lost, you got a bad beat on that game, and you rewrote your whole philosophy of betting or whatever, and then shit went right back to normal. 17,
right back to normal.
16,
Yeah.
I mean, so normal it hurts. This is the beige sweater of points allowed.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 sacks, 3 interceptions, 4 sacks.
Consistently. It's always like that.
I mean, 2 sacks. Atlanta, a sack and interception. Indianapolis, 3 sacks and interception, a fumble recovery, a blocked kick. So, these are 2 real defenses. They've historically been 2 real defenses, and they will, in all probability, continue to be, especially with the absence of, a Lamar Jackson and, let's say, Kenny Pickett 2 or 3 years from now, because Pickett could turn into a Herbert in a couple years, But that's what's going to happen, guys. I mean,
he
that's
could.
what
I
should.
like that. I like that play.
Should. This thing should be like 16-14, 13-9, 13-10. Nothing
Bunch
to see here. Yeah.
Yep. On to Monday night game to save you from Sunday night's absolute defensive battle. Buffalo in Cincinnati, Monday Night Football. A preview of the playoffs, but they won't play each other. Just letting you know that, to be completely clear. So this is the closest that you're going to see. You won't see Burrow and Allen playing each other in the playoffs. So you're going to see them going against each other this year to determine if this is going to be a playoff matchup for next year. Okay? So you're going to get a treat. Buffalo at Cincinnati. It is a treat. But this will not be the playoff for this year. This will be for next year, potentially. Okay. All right. So we are looking at Cincinnati and Buffalo. All right. You all know, I believe Cincinnati's going to the Super Bowl. They have all the right makeup. They have all the right team. Um, Everything matches. Burrow's a winner. It's just the way he's built. He was just like that in LSU. Now he's got his boy Chase with him. Like it's just how it is. All right. Allen and Buffalo have some holes. They have some problems. They have some issues. All right. Miami almost beat them. Now you could argue and say Miami's a good team. They're a team that is starting to figure it out. Um, they could be potential contenders next year, potentially. Okay, they are a team that's figuring it out. But overall, Buffalo has shown a lot of chinks in their armor this year, and that's going to continue. Burrow is going to go and have a game. He's going to need to have a game because he's going to show to the rest of the league that, hey, I can beat Patrick Mahomes and I can beat Josh Allen and I can beat them on a consistent basis. I'm your future. And that is going to be presented on Monday night. So when you look at this and you take it all in, all right, we're going to be looking at who is going to be the captain here. Who's going to be the captain? Why are they going to be the captain? And how's it going to play out? I will tell you this. I see Jamar Chase, who I cannot believe he's not a superstar. I see Jamar Chase going off. So I am putting Jamar Chase as my captain, no doubt about it. On the other side, the same thing. How is Diggs not a superstar? He's the number one receiver for a reason by a mile. Okay, you got to put him in there. Like, I know it sounds normal and, well, obviously I'm going to put him in there, but the deal is it's Stephon Diggs and it's Jamar Chase and they're playing the same game and they're both not superstars. It is a requirement. You must put them in there. You have to. Okay. The other one is I'm going to actually go with T. Higgins here because this is going to be a high scoring game. Man, it is like, if it's not, then everything is broken even more than what I thought. I know it's broken, but if this is a stinker, there is something very wrong with the National Football League.
Yeah,
okay?
and last week I said, please, for the love of God, give us a normal game with an F ton of scoring, as I said about Detroit, Carolina. We got 60. Yep. I accept. Mm-hmm. This one should break 60.
Yeah, it should.
As well. Dennis, as you were saying.
Oh, yeah. And for the final, give me Joe Cool. Put him in there. So I've got Jamar Chase in the captain, Stephon Diggs, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow.
Is that Irwin or Irvin guy? Have they made him an NFT yet?
Who?
Exactly. This guy that got like 2 touchdowns. Hang on.
No. Wait a minute.
Hang on a second.
What's so great about this game is these teams haven't played each other.
Trenton Irwin. You ever heard of him?
No.
He got 2 targets. 2 receptions, 58 yards, 1 touchdown in week 14. and he got 3 receptions, 45 yards, 2 touchdowns at New England last week. Trenton Irwin. So, if you have a punt or a flyer or whatever you want to call it, he is a rando. I don't know if he was playing because T was out or Boyd or somebody or what. They had a different package in or what. But this guy's been putting up points.
He's not even a rainmaker.
Okay, don't worry about it. Do we like any Buffalo running backs?
I never liked Buffalo running backs.
Because you went with the most obvious. Did you captain Josh Allen?
No. I think
Okay.
Josh Allen struggles in this game.
Interesting. Cincinnati does have a real defense, but I think I just feel like Josh Allen statistically needs to have a good game.
I want you to look at this. Look at the screen.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Joe Burrow has never played the Buffalo Bills.
And like in the regular season or like ever? What?
And Josh Allen has never played Joe Burrow.
What?
We literally have a treat on our hands.
Get your popcorn ready.
Bro, get your popcorn ready.
Jesus,
we
Lord
have
and Savior.
Josh Allen and Joe Burrow on Monday Night Football in Cincinnati. This will not be a playoff matchup. This is what you're seeing the preview of right now. You're seeing
What
the
do you
AFC
mean
Championship
this will not be
of
a playoff
2023.
matchup?
They're not going to play in the playoffs.
What do you mean?
Because the Chiefs will beat the Bills. So, Chiefs will beat the Bills. They will.
Yeah,
they will.
probably.
And then it's
you know
going to
what?
be the Chiefs against Cincinnati.
I don't like the Bills as a playoff team.
No.
Remember at the
Not
beginning of
this
the
year.
year, everybody's like, Bills win the Super Bowl. It's over. Guys, don't even play the season. Just send the Bills to the Super Bowl against, they were like, Tom Brady. Or, just send the Bills to the Super Bowl and let the NFC play to figure out who goes to the Super Bowl. And it was like a foregone conclusion. I'm like, guys, the Bills are not going to play in the Super Bowl.
Josh Allen has never played Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has never played Josh Allen. They've never played each other. This right here is 2023. So I guess it'd be 2024. So it will be the playoffs for Super Bowl 58. You are looking at the future AFC Championship here. You're going to see a great game where Burrow's going to win this. And obviously he's going to wind up going to the Super Bowl because he's going to beat Mahomes again. Because he's better. Sorry for Kansas City out there. He is. If you're going against Joe Burrow in the playoffs, you're going to lose. All right? So the deal is you are looking at a salivating matchup. You are looking at the Buffalo Bills versus the Cincinnati Bengals of this time, of this era, and they've never played each other. This is like Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady, and they've never played each other, and you have no idea what you're about to witness. This is going to be a wonderful game.
And remember the M and B rule. We got Brady and Manning. We got Burrow and Mahomes. We got Bradshaw and Meredith. We've got, that's all I can think of right now. But you got one guy. Let's just think of Brady and Manning, okay? Everybody knows that. Who won? Who is lucky to end his career with 2 Super Bowls, and which one is walking away with literally more Lombardi trophies than it is physically possible to hold?
Exactly.
The M guy does not do it. The B guy does. So Allen's not even on that radar. This is a Burrow-Mahomes thing. This is a Burrow-Mahomes decade, right? And Burrow is going to walk away with the Lombardis. Patrick got one. If he gets another one, cool. I think the Chiefs are the new Colts. They are excuse me, they are a stat machine.
Agreed.
Travis Kelce is the new Dwight Freeney? No, Dallas Clark. Travis Kelce is the new Dallas Clark. Patrick Mahomes is the new Peyton Manning. These are characters in a show that we are watching. Joe Burrow is the guy, right? He's the new Terry Bradshaw. He's the new Tom Brady.
Yep.
Joe Burrow's going to walk in here,
Yep.
and he's going to walk out with some Lombardi trophies. So, I am, after last year, the Bengals, you know, because you're supposed to, this is how it's supposed to go. And this podcast is going a little longer than I thought. Whoops. But this is how it's supposed to go, right? You're supposed to be a up-and-coming young buck, and you're supposed to get to the wild cards, and then you're supposed to get to the divisionals, and you're supposed to get to the AFC Championship, and then you get the Super Bowl. I don't know how Brady did it. He might have gone straight into the Super Bowl. But, I mean, Burrow goes straight into, you know, you're supposed to kind of take that dynastic feel that, like, we've been building, and we're one step away, and we drafted that other guy, and we were one step away, and we drafted that other guy, you know? And it feels like Cincinnati's like, bro, they've been fine-tuning, and Jamar Chase goes down, win. Joe Mixon goes out, win. Joe Burrow's like, hold my beer, bro. We ain't go in nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now. Bengals for life, okay? Bengals for life.
So Chiefs are going to have to play. They're going to have to play the Jaguars. Titans ain't going to make it. So it's going to be Chiefs and the Jaguars, and Chiefs are going to dominate because obviously.
Well,
okay.
The Jags are, see, they're taking steps.
Mm-hmm.
They were a shitstorm last year. They're making the playoffs this year. And they're going to look maybe a little further into the playoff. You know, they'll be back to Saxonville. Maybe they get an AFC championship next year. And then they can, they're in the mix, you know. Trevor Armstrong could be, Trevor Lawrence, sorry. Like one of my friends is named Trevor Armstrong. Trevor Lawrence could be like the Breeze, you know. He could be like, there's a Russell Wilson in here somewhere. There's a Drew Brees in here somewhere. There's your guy that's going to get the odd touchdown, the odd Lombardi trophy. But I think Burrow is going to be your guy that brings home the bacon for the decade. What you got, Dennis?
Wait. 7 or 8. So Jaguars are probably going to be 4. Okay, look at this. Patriots and Dolphins, and they play each other this week, right?
Yeah.
This right here is nutty because Tyreek Hill is on the Dolphins, and for them to play the Chiefs would be an interesting, you know, like, oh, here we go. Or you have the Patriots versus the Chiefs because, you know, it's been like that for a while when it was Brady versus Mahomes a couple times. So I don't know who wins between these two this week, Patriots and Dolphins. Probably the Patriots, but then again, who knows? So the Chiefs, whoever they play, they'll play number 7. Okay. Well, you know what? Hold on. Because if the Bengals beat the Bills, which they will, the Bengals would be 12-4, and so would the Bills, but the Bengals will have it over the Bills. Wait a minute. That means that could be interesting. So the Bills, oh man, they may not be number 1. It might be the Bengals that might clinch the whole thing. Bengals are going to beat the Bills. Unless it was strategically planned for the Bengals to lose to the Bills. So this way, the Chiefs would play whoever number 7 is. The Bengals would play the Chargers and absolutely demolish. The Ravens would play the Jaguars, it looks like. I don't know who would win out of that game. Probably the Jags, just because. Okay. You know what? Yeah, it would be the. Wait a minute. They played each other earlier. That's what's going to happen. Ravens and Jags. They played each other earlier. It was a great game, and Jaguars came back and won the game. That's how this plays out. That had high viewership. It looked really good. It was a great game. The Jags are going to go to the playoffs, and they're going to play the Baltimore Ravens. Now the question is the Bengals going to play the Chargers, or is the Bills going to play the Chargers? Because we know the Chiefs are either playing the Patriots or the Dolphins. So I think, man, oh, wow. Mm. Well, let's look at this. We know that the Bengals are not going to play the Bills in the playoffs. I know that. So, because the Bengals are going to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. So, how this has to play out for that to work is the Bills. So, if the Bengals are number 1, they wouldn't play the first week. The Bills would be number 3, okay? And the Bills would play the Chargers, and then the Chargers would beat the Bills in shocking fashion, because that's going to be like a plus 290. And then it's going to be the Bengals. No, then it would be the Chiefs and the Chargers. And it would be the Bengals and the Jags. And then the Bengals would beat the Jags, and the Chiefs would beat the Chargers, and it would be the Bengals and the Chiefs again. The Bengals would win it. That's probably what's going to happen. Now, the kicker is, man, wow, okay. I know I'm going through a lot of things here, but I really am playing it out in my head. I know the Bengals win the whole thing. Now, if it's the Bengals and the Eagles in the Super Bowl, Eagles beat the Bengals. They're the better team. Not because I'm an Eagles fan. It's just the way it works, okay? But if the 49ers go, and this goes from my dream from about a year ago, the Bengals will beat the Niners, or the Bengals will beat the Bucks. So the only 3 teams in the NFC who could possibly go to the Super Bowl are going to be the Eagles, the 49ers, or the Bucks. Everyone else, I'm sorry guys, it's just not your year, okay? But the question is if the 49ers go to Philly, who's going to win that game? I don't know that answer, because the defense of the 49ers is real. They are factual, and you have Philly who can really ball, but how are they going to be against the Niners? I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be a good game if it gets there. Or you have the Bucks who are going to hang around, and then the Bucks would go to Philly. And keep in mind, the Bucks, was it last year, beat them like 30-15. It was terrible. It's despicable. Didn't like it at all, obviously. But yeah. All right, we just kind of went off on a playoff tangent there. We didn't expect to do that, but that just happened. Anyway, guys, you have Josh Allen versus Joe Burrow for the first time ever. This looks like absolute fireworks. Looks like a great time. I'm excited. Tom, we need your lineup.
For
Bengals. Bills. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, that kind of needed to be done, honestly, because the playoff picture is getting clearer. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
That tangent came out of nowhere. Golly.
Yeah. It's good, man. It's like I told you. So Dennis and I already have had a conversation. I was at the pump, and we were having our the podcast is going to happen in 30 minutes, you know. And I start to uncork a little bit, and I said, this is like one of those mosaic paintings where if you look at it real close, you see a picture of a tree and a picture of an apple and a picture of a lake. But then, excuse me, I ate a big meal like an hour and a half ago. You step back, and the further you step back from it, you start to realize that it's like, you see the big picture, right? You're like, oh, it's George Washington's face or something, you know? It's like, but anyway, that's how this is. And these little events that we're trying to decode things as it goes, and there's like these little curveballs that throw you off. And like I said, don't let that change your betting philosophy. But anyway, playoff tangent came out of nowhere. It needed to be done. The thing, it's not all final yet, and it won't be until next weekend seals up, but we have a pretty good idea now. Anyway, with that said, my lineup for Bills And I'll be completely honest with y'all. I have not made a lineup yet. Let me look. Let me sort these babies. It's a 2000 Buffalo Cincinnati 2K bankroll booster? Or is it 10? 20,000?
1K cash to first. 10K Fiat Frenzy.
I see a 15K Fiat Frenzy. Oh, it's 3 rares. Oh, it's a top result, derp. Okay. Let's see. With the cards I have, guys, and this is where you're about to see Budget Thomas come out, okay? Because sometimes I just pick who I've got. Oh, boy. Okay, so I own Burrow. So I'll pop him in the captain, obviously, because somebody's got to throw it to Jamar Chase. And, oh, boy, I've got a Jamar Chase. I've got my Joe Burrow's a number 72. My Jamar Chase is a number 25. My Stephon Diggs is a number 70. And then I got Mixon, Boyd, Woozy. That's Chidobe Awuzie on the defense. Former Dallas Cowboy.
Telling me who you have. I'm like, hold on. Am I putting these people in? Like, what?
So right now, I clicked 3 of them. I've got Burrow, Chase, and Diggs in.
Okay.
All right, but I've got Burrow,
Burrow
captain because I think he scampers in for 1.
I like that. Okay.
And that'll bolster his value. Honestly, dude, I could go Burrow, Chase, Diggs, Boyd. It says Joe Mixon's totally healthy.
He is. Burrow loves to dump off to him. There's no doubt about that.
I don't know. He's a dead fellas, too. I'm not sold on Boyd because it could go to Higgins as well. But I tell you what, I've had Boyd on my fantasy teams. But Buffalo, I don't know, are they good against the run or no? Okay, and here's another thing, guys, that gets like kind of, this is one of my little pet peeves. When you look at your opposition rank, I've got Joe Mixon. It says he's going against the 11th best defense against running backs in the league. All that means is that Buffalo jumps out ahead and the other teams have to pass. So you can't pile up rushing statistics against them. That doesn't mean Buffalo can stop the run, you know? So if a team that can actually hang with them is going to be running throughout the game, and it therefore is going to be a statistical outlier, because a lot of teams just can't hang with Buffalo. For that reason, I like Joe Mixon, and I'm going to put him in. I have Burrow, Chase, Diggs, and Mixon. That's going to be my lineup. Boom. Signed, sealed, delivered.
We got it. All right. So, me and Tom were talking about this earlier, and because there's not enough activity, right? So we're looking at it now. There's just not enough activity to really kind of choose the games.
Yeah, as far as lines go, guys, it's foggy. This crystal ball is like a quartz. It's like a quartz crystal ball. Like you can't see through it right now. Okay, things have not taken shape. We're not even going to pretend we know what's going to happen. I mean, we can guess based on Jaguars Texans. Jaguars will probably win. Giants Colts. Well, the Colts suck, so the Giants will probably win. Brian Dable's not a bad coach. Jets Seahawks. Seahawks are at home. I'll take Seattle. East team's going west. East team's going west.
I ain't worried about that. Mike White. Have you seen that man play?
Oh, yeah, he's back.
Yeah,
that means Zonovan Knight is maybe fantasy relevant again.
Mike White is healthy.
Okay, we'll see.
He gonna win.
Raiders, Niners. I love the Niners. So let's go down the list. I'll pick mine real quick, and then I tell you what, you can shit all over me real quick, okay? Just go down.
Go ahead. Do what you want. Let's do it.
And I'll rapid fire, right? Browns, Commanders. I'll take the Browns.
Okay.
And there's a lot of nuance in there, but I'm just going to rapid fire, okay? Dolphins, Patriots, I like the Dolphins. Cardinals, Falcons, Cardinals. Jaguars, Texans, I like the Jags. Colts, Giants, I like the Giants. Broncos, Chiefs, I like the Chiefs. Panthers, Bucks, I like the Bucks. Bears, Lions. Saints, Eagles, I like the Eagles, obviously. Niners, Raiders, I like the Niners. Jets, Seahawks. I'm going to stick to my guns. East team's going west. I'm just gonna say Kenneth Walker and the guys Seahawks to at least. And I don't say Seahawks to win outright. I say if Seahawks are getting a plus, I take the points. That's what I mean. Okay, on that particular one. All the other ones I'm saying money line. Vikings Packers. I still like the Packers. Rams Chargers. I love the Chargers. Steelers Ravens. Steelers. Bills Bengals. Titans Cowboys already happened. Yeah. And we thought some shenanigans were gonna happen, but the Dallas managed to almost cover. It was a push. Dennis, your thoughts? Rapid fire.
Yep. Rapid fire. Commanders. Wentz is back. Wentz plays good at home.
Wentz?
I can't believe I'm saying Wentz plays good.
I love Taylor Heineke over Wentz. Anyway, I'm not gonna fuck up your rapid fire. Go ahead.
Yep. All right. Dolphins, Patriots. They don't have Tua. Whatchamacallit?
I didn't know they didn't have Tua, by the way.
Yeah, Bridgewater. He all right, man. He's okay. Cardinals, Falcons. After what I witnessed last week, give me Atlanta. Jaguar. Now, you know what? Actually, that one's kind of sketch. Cardinals.
Rapid fire, Dennis. Rapid fire.
All right. Jaguars, Texans. Give me Texans. I know. I can't believe I just said that. Yeah, I did. I just said that. Colts, Giants. Give me Giants. Broncos, Chiefs. Give me Chiefs. Panthers, Bucks. Give me Bucks. Bears, Lions. Give me Lions. Saints, Eagles. Give me Eagles. 49ers, Rangers. Give me 49ers. Jets, Seahawks. Give me the Jets. Mike White to go off. Yes. Vikings, Packers. Give me the Vikings to just stall Aaron Rodgers and win the game in Lambeau. Rams, Chargers. Give me the Chargers. Steelers, Ravens. Give me the Steelers.
Yeah,
Bills, Bengals. Give me the Bengals. So we have some that are the same, and we have some that are completely polar opposite. Hope that helps, guys, if in any way. Keep in mind, there's like 8 to 10,000 total bets in right now.
Nothing
on
is
Friday
taking
night
shape
at 11:38 Eastern. There's not enough to really structure anything with this point. You need to be looking at 50K plus to even talk about it. Yep. We're not there. It's early. We wanted to give you something so you could, something to chew on. Obviously, we know that tomorrow or today, whenever you're watching it, New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, from us here at Rainmakers, our families, our loved ones, everyone that we care about and that's important and dear to us, we wish all of you a very happy safe,
new
abundant,
prosperous.
and prosperous, wonderful new year. All the success, everything that comes with it. Anyone that's watching or listening to us, we want you to be successful. We want you to win. We want you to make it happen. And, just keep in mind, everything is entertainment value. But if you can win a little bit and sprinkle a little bit and, take care of some things, there ain't nothing wrong with that. So, just massive success, massive prosperity, joy and happiness to you and your families and your loved ones for this upcoming 2023. And that's all I have to say. Tom, what you got?
Yeah, man. Eat y'all's, what's the meal, man? Eat y'all's black-eyed peas and y'all's collards or y'all's cabbage. What's the other, is there a meat?
Ham hocks. Yeah.
Ham hocks,
Yeah.
All right, get y'all's ham hocks, get y'all's black-eyed or purple hull. Is it black-eyed peas?
Black-eyed peas.
Ham hocks, black-eyed peas, and your cabbage, I think, or collards if y'all want to go with collards. Yeah. Have a happy, safe, healthy, prosperous New Year, man. We're rooting for you. Just like if y'all are listening, I imagine y'all are rooting for us. And thank you for that, right? We're all rooting for each other. We are just like this floating community of people trying to, if you go and you're kind of floating in the air and you're trying to reach across and push somebody else up, and you know that by pushing them up, you'll have to push yourself down a little bit too. Know that somebody else is going to reach across and push you up, and we're all just going to, be lifted, We're all trying to elevate our game. I had a very good week at work. Dennis has had some very good weeks at work. Guys, do your job, grind. Don't bet more than you can afford to lose. I wish you all the best. That's it, man. 2022. Let's wrap this thing up. And, we would also, in addition to wishing y'all a happy, safe, prosperous new year, one of our goals, is to start doing some Instagram lives for like small dose sort of analysis on standalone games, right? Because if we do a Wednesday podcast and we've got the Thursday, because we've killed the Thursday lines a couple times. The Philly Green Bay, Tennessee, a couple games we have just destroyed, but we can't see anything. It's like a foggy night and the cars are like half a mile away when we're trying to look at Sunday games from Wednesday nights. So what we might do is start Instagram living it, but we want to have
nights.
it. We want to put a clear picture in front of y'all. And this year, obviously, we're in the waning weeks of this year, but next season, the Instagram game is going to pick up, the Twitter game is going to pick up. I was literally just grabbing onto handles this year, dude. I mean, flying by the seat of my pants. We're grinding right now. Like, we were in the grinding phase of our professional lives. But know that we are... I am. I'm pretty freaking sure Dennis is. We are committed to this thing. We want to keep making it a little bit better every week for you. And we're going to be peppering in little Instagram live sessions before some of the Thursday games. We realize the Thursday games are over, but again, looking forward... when games happen on different days, tweeting some stuff, throwing some screenshots out there. If we run into a fun statistic, dropping that out there. I'm trying to push a lot of social in my professional life right now. But just on a complete side note, we want to bring a lot more value. We feel like we're doing like a good thing. We got off to a good start. We're going from 0 to 1. But we really want to take this thing to the next level, and we are committed to doing it long term. So, guys, if you have been rolling with us through our low production value, and our literally just getting our message out there, and what I don't think anybody's really doing what we're doing, to be honest with you. Just kind of the way we do it, and the way we kick it around, and the way we see things, and kind of the experience we have. I've looked on the internet, and I don't see exactly what we're doing anywhere. I hope we're bringing something special to y'all. If you're listening, I hope you love it. If you don't love it, throw a suggestion out there, man. We can always add an arrow to the quiver.
Oh yeah.
We're out here. Hey, I love y'all, man.
What
Thank
we
you
talk
for
about
listening.
every single day, and we're just like, man, we need to make this make sense and get people to make it happen and win. Yeah. So. Period.
Guys, with that said, we're looking at bringing y'all a better product. Please, I mean, we love feedback, and we're gonna talk to y'all again next week. We're gonna throw some stuff up on the gram. We're gonna maybe throw some stuff up on Twitter. We're gonna keep building this thing, man.
Oh yeah.
I enjoy this. It's not technically a side hustle because I haven't made any money off it yet. But hey, if that happens, bro, imagine we both have jobs now, right?
Right.
Imagine if this thing starts like making money. Imagine the level of value that we could take this thing up so many notches. It's going to be ridiculous.
So many notches,
guys. That's a I told Dennis to quit his job and start gambling because. Dennis is effing killing it over there, right?
Yeah, man.
I'm like, bro, if Dennis is
I'm not
taking down 6-game parlays over here. Dennis is doing stupid shit, right? And so, Dennis, we ain't going nowhere, man. So,
no, we ain't going nowhere.
Thank you for listening. It's been a great 2022. Honestly, I mean, we're not that big, but I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying doing this. I'm enjoying putting it out there. So thank you guys so much if you're listening. Y'all have a great rest of your 2022, which I do realize is like one day, and have an awesome 20. If y'all do New Year's resolutions, consider doing new month resolutions. I check in with myself every month and I say, am I going to the gym enough? Am I doing this enough? Am I blah, blah, blah? You know, I try to set myself straight 12 times a year. But, yeah, man, I'm not gonna get on my soapbox right now. It's not the time. But, yeah, I wish y'all the best. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much if you've been listening. That's it. 2022, Tom and Dennis signing off.